Everybody loves a good mystery, but can you handle the darkest ones? Here, we unravel the hair-raising tales that keep you up at night. From unsolved mysteries to notorious cold cases. We dig deep into the facts, the rumors, and the shocking truths. With each episode, you'll join me on a journey through the chilling details and unexpected twists that define true crime. So, if you're ready to explore the sinister side of human nature, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next case is just around the corner, and you won't want to miss a single moment. Welcome to the dark side of crime. This is True Crime with Kaylee.
Party was for a female friend of Noah's who was turning 22. It had been advertised on Snapchat, even containing the address, so quite a few people were expected to attend. Noah drove himself to the party on Saturday and by all accounts enjoyed himself. He did text his family member who was at Rocklahoma and express regret at not going with them, but it doesn't appear that this put too much of a damper on his attitude at the house party. After spending Saturday at the birthday girl's house, Noah returned home Sunday, probably to freshen up and take care of any outstanding errands or just check in with his grandmother, with whom he lived. Also, Noah's car was leaking from the oil pan, so it sounds like part of the reason to return home was to leave it there so he wouldn't have to worry about it. There are two stories about what happened next. The first is that one of Noah's friends picked him up from his house on Sunday, but took him to a truck stop so he could grab some food from the Sonic there. Oddly, the friend who took him there says he left him there and Noah was then given a ride to the party by the birthday girl, who had to come pick him up. The other story is that his best friend picked him up from his house and took him directly to the party, leaving him in the driveway. Either way, Noah was back at the party on Sunday and, according to those present, was very much enjoying himself. There were videos from the party showing Noah and his friends doing guy things like the slap game, where two people try to slap each other across the face as hard as they can. Just macho, drunken teenage guy things. There was also video from the party of the guests playing classic party games such as beer pong. With all the drinking going on, some issues were bound to arise. A confrontation happened between Noah and his best friend. Noah had been in a corner with his best friend's girlfriend and apparently they had their backs to everyone else while talking. The best friend took exception to this and an argument ensued. Luckily, it did not become physical and they made up shortly after, but this event with the best friend and his girlfriend is important for later. A second confrontation occurred between Noah and a 16-year-old guest that did become physical. The 16-year-old accused Noah of hiding his phone, although the reasons why he thought Noah did it have not been stated. During the argument, the kid fishhooked Noah and Noah returned the favor by biting his finger. It seems like the other people there were able to defuse the situation and the kid's phone was found underneath another guest who was sleeping on a couch. As the day went on, things continued to become crazier as the people at the party drank more and more. At one point, girls at the party started signing their names on Noah's torso and buttocks, writing things such as "Noah's hot," and drawing a cartoon penis on his rear end. Noah and the best friend he had the argument with even drove a John Deere Gator UTV side by side around the property, but stopped when Noah scrapped his hand, almost flipping it over. Some people even say that Noah was tossed from the UTV, but he was checked out by a nurse at the party and she said he had nothing to worry about. Another event worth mentioning is that the birthday girl seemed to have a crush on Noah. Noah realized this, or was told this, and while talking to her about it called her a fat nap. I assume that they were close friends and this is just a drunken teen being a drunken teen. An odd thing to mention is that this girl's mother, who also lives in the home, had told Noah's family that she believed Noah wanted her sexually. Whether this is true or not, I have no clue, but it seems a very weird thing to say to the family of a 19-year-old your daughter is friends with.
Here are some video clips from the party. gonna kill you, man. Punch me. I want to punch.
No. Come on. Yes, come on, Shady. Oh! Damn.
This range, I will fucking. Dude, I'll just beat the. Kyle was talking about that he hit me.
Like, I'm actually completely not. I would just rather you know, so I don't know where.
No, you slap me. I slap you.
As far as I can.
I do trust you. I trust hit me. I trust hit me then. I trust hit me. Hit me soon. Go ahead. See, I wasn't gonna hold. What?
Music in it.
Which one?
Yeah,
We got
you
it.
see my wiener.
Country Pimp. One-on-one. Mike Tyson.
I know.
So here's where the mystery comes in. Early Monday morning, September 4, 2023, after 2 a.m., the guests say that Noah was upset about something, and that it might have had to do with sleeping in either the birthday girl's or her mother's bed. One of them either heard or saw Noah attempting to sleep in their bed and demanded that he go on the floor. This apparently upset Noah so much that he said he needed to go out for a walk, completely drunk. Very early in the morning, the guests say Noah was wearing his best friend's shorts. We'll get to his clothes later, and could only find one of his shoes. So he grabbed another shoe lying around the house and took off out the front door. The house had a half-a-mile-long driveway that then went out to US 81, a major north-south highway that runs for 1,200-plus miles through the central US. At 3:41 a.m., a friend of Noah's posted a weird Snapchat, a photo of a girl at the party smiling, with the caption, "Well, Noah's missing." This was the last Snapchat posted by any of the partygoers after days of constant videos and pics. Round 5 a.m., a semi-truck driving along US 81 saw something he believed to be a body lying on the shoulder of the road. After driving past, he became concerned and turned around to confirm what he saw. By the time he got back, 2 other vehicles had stopped in front of the lifeless body of Noah on the shoulder. He was completely naked, wearing only two mismatched shoes and curled up in a fetal position. He appeared to have blunt force trauma to the back of his head. He had small scrapes on his left shoulder and left hip, and his fingertips on both hands were reported as being shredded down to the bone. Noah's front top and bottom teeth had also been knocked out, and they were found scattered at the scene. There was no blood found at the scene, other than a small amount around Noah's injuries. Very concerning was the fact that there was no writing on his body anywhere, not on his torso and not on his buttocks. The shorts Noah was wearing were found folded up next to him. The people at the party said they must have been knocked off when he was hit, which obviously does not make sense. Round 6 a.m., with the police already notified by the people who found Noah, all Snapchats, social media from people at the party was deleted. His friends and acquaintances at the party say they have no idea what led up to his death, and they were unaware of it. The police did not search the house because they said Noah wasn't found there. They did eventually conduct a mass interview with all the partygoers. During this interview, Noah's best friend's girlfriend, the one that led to his first confrontation, told police she had never met Noah. She had wiped her phone so completely that even her boyfriend's number had been deleted. When the guests were asked about Noah being naked, the girls said they gave Noah a shower, but Noah's mental state at the time, whether mildly drunk or completely inebriated, has been an area of dispute among the guests. Some say he was joking around and being himself while being showered. Other accounts state that he was barely conscious. Noah's clothing he wore to the party that night has never been located. Police were told that after Noah showered, his clothes were dirty, so he wore his friend's shorts. There is a rumor that his best friend's father found Noah's shirt from the party, which was then cut up and distributed to the party attendees as a memento. In addition to this event with his shirt, there is also information that his best friend's father had some of Noah's teeth in his pocket. He stated he accidentally picked them up from the crime scene. It's worth stating that This particular individual has been on Noah's family's Facebook memorial page for months, arguing with others on there. It's very odd behavior from an adult father whose son's best friend died mysteriously. But on this same topic, none of the partygoers or their families have ever visited Noah's family to express their condolences. Never once. Since Noah's friends and others at the party said they didn't know what happened, the police had their work cut out for them. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol obtained a geofence warrant covering a 1 to 1/2 mile radius round the party house. What they found was a bit disturbing. Around the time it is believed Noah died, 2 phones were traced as having left the house, heading to the location of his body. After briefly staying there, the 2 phones returned to the house. People at the party told a private investigator hired by Noah's family that they went out looking for Noah in the UTV gator that Noah and his friend had been on earlier. If they had really done this, they would have found him since the phones were at the spot Noah was found. It has not been released who exactly this was. Also revealed when police searched phones was a video of the birthday girl and her sister on their front porch, screaming at each other about Noah leaving the party.
His report also detailed extensive injuries to the teen's upper body, including 10 broken ribs, serious skull, neck, and spine fractures, internal bleeding, brain and organ damage, and cuts and grazes all over his body. The autopsy also revealed air in both his cranial cavity and spinal cord, extremely rare conditions only caused by massive head trauma. The family has heard rumors that a golf club from the set in his best friend's truck may have been involved, but nothing else has come of this. The family has engaged with a private investigator who didn't cover previously unknown information and gave that to the police. They have also said that there is much more which has not been publicly released, and that the search of the phones did uncover good information. Also, according to the family, some evidence has been covered up or lost, and that the day after the party, the birthday girl's house and property reeked of bleach. Despite this, his family says good things are going on behind the scenes.
He's in the first one.
What up?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, y tú?
Bien, bien. Gracias. Where you driving to?
I'm going over to Ryan, but I was gonna see if they're having another party because about a week ago they were having one.
At the same place?
Fuck yeah. These motherfuckers, remember they
Wow.
got deep pockets. I mean,
Fuck it.
yeah.
Just act like you're one of the peoples. That's what I do around this neighborhood.
Huh?
I said just go up in there and act like you're one of the people.
Fuck
That's what I
no.
do. That's what I do
I ain't
around
gonna
the
be on the
neighborhood
highway.
around
Yo,
here.
you'll get a restraining order on you.
I'll end up on the highway next, probably, because I got guns.
This is Kyla. She be driving. Keep driving. It's nice out there.
There's no vehicles out there at all. Wow. They must have got scared.
What's up, Mrs. Late? Better than
I
ever.
wonder how you flip the camera. I don't even know how you flip it.
You got somebody with you? Was that the truck right there? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there it was.
So you just went by the house, right? Shouldn't you be coming up on the cross?
Yeah, it'll. Oh my god. Well, I just passed it, but.
Oh, it's okay.
Coincidence. But yeah, I just passed it. It's
Right
pretty
on.
windy out there. Everything's blowing around pretty hard. There's
All
even
right.
a little dust storm kind of happening.
Are you guys having like a lot of storms out there?
Yeah, it's just a lot of dust storms when it gets all dry.
Right on. How you been?
Oh, I'm making it. I just about to flip out on my phone.
What's up, Kylie? She must have left again.
No. Oh no, Kyla did though.
Well, rage quit.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Oh, just kidding. She's in the back.
Right at me, and then I disconnected somehow on top of it. It's getting me next, you know. Shit. There we go. And now you know what I look like.
I think we've seen you before.
We're probably on Facebook, I'm sure.
Girl, we seen you in your damn baby suit.
Yeah.
Oh. Ha. Well, I ain't got that on today.
How's everything going?
Well, Oklahoma's just nothing. I mean, there's nothing out here but land. Literally, that's it. It's just all straight up land.
So how far is it from one town to the other on that road right there?
Yeah, they're about 9 miles apart. Like from Terrell to Ryan, it's about 9 miles, and then it's 10 miles from Ryan to Waurika, and then like another 10 to Comanche.
Okay.
10 or 15 to Comanche. So it's like, ain't no way he was walking that. Not in the middle of the night with all the coyotes and shit out, or he would have been mauled, you know?
Right.
Like being realistic anyway.
That's right, yeah. Fumbler says, we took a piss with you, silly girl. when you were at the river.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, too. Little TikToks. It's like I don't look as ghetto today like I usually do, with my hair all knotted up somewhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine he would be walking that far home anyways.
Oh, I just woke up too. It's like, fuck, take a nap. Way too long today.
Anything, any news on the FBI or anything like that out there?
What is it?
Any news on the FBI out there?
No, not since that first time I heard there was FBI out there, but they never searched apparently. I don't know if it really happened necessarily. Not some, like I had like 3 different people tell me they seen them out there, but I can't say for myself.
Right.
So like I'm not 100% on that, but I did get told by multiple people that there was, you know, black SUVs and, you know, shit like that. And like someone did post a picture of an FBI. I guess they were sitting by the highway and zoomed in on the hat, and it said FBI on it. So I mean, it's about the most. Hey, show them all that property. 24 fucking, or actually 23. The bottom one didn't count because it wasn't even his name, but it could have been somebody related. Man, they own a lot of property between here and Ryan.
Right.
They're cattle companies out here in Ryan too, and they got 3 different places for it. And every property damn near has a body of water on it.
Huh.
You know how many times they've drained? You know how many times they've drained ponds and found the craziest shit? They ought to go
Oh,
do
I
it
bet.
to them.
I bet.
I bet you if they went and did it to them, there ain't no telling what you would find. Because you
They
remember deep pockets.
might find that kid, huh? Might find that kid that went missing.
Well, the only missing cases I've found for this county specifically are back from like 60s, 70s, 80s, like before these kids was even born. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't even know the people, so I'm like, I don't know how, if they have ties or if anything. I don't even know where the hell they was back in the 80s, so I couldn't say. I wasn't even born then. It's like, so there's no telling. And you know, being back in the 70s and 80s, it's easy to make people disappear. There wasn't no forensics, no, you know,
Right.
none of that crazy shit that like they got now.
Right.
So for all we know, there's no telling what has got away with.
Did you pass the liquor store or that convenience store or whatever, mini mart already? I'm gonna assume that's a no. Oh. What's up, Kate?
Looking at this fuck shit of an autopsy.
Riley?
Fucking A.
Yeah. Lou Snickums?
Absolute fucking bullshit.
So now all of a sudden he drowned?
Yeah, I call bullshit.
Did they say that they found water in his lungs?
My bad, I
No.
got a phone call.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, it was jail phone call. That Montag County phone call.
we knows about them.
Well, not Montag, Jefferson County. My bad.
Global Tel Link.
Huh?
Lord have mercy.
Global Tel Link.
Yeah, exactly.
See if they actually have my drink here. I wish there was a liquor store nearby. It'd be more handy.
I don't think there would be much positive benefits of a liquor store in a town that's only got 355 people total.
Well, the reason I asked is because if she hadn't passed
Well, there's not
that
one in here
one,
or the next town over. There ain't one till you get to Eureka.
then what's
How you got a casino with no alcohol? You
what's
could
this?
go get
I mean, if
drunk
you go up
there.
there and get a mixed drink, it'll cost you an arm and a leg.
Oh,
What's,
absolutely.
what's this mini mart
Well,
that
it's
they're
like
talking
for
about?
for a single shot mixed drink, it's
Video cameras. What do you mean?
it's $8.50 for a single shot,
On
and
the
it's not
Fuck!
even a full. Well, no, it's not even a full shot. The stopper they have on it. One of the bartenders, I was good friends with her at one point before she quit, and she showed me how much it really pours out, and it's not a full shot. Hold on just a second.
They could shove that up their ass. Fucking $8 for a shot. Okay.
No shit.
Said nobody ever.
Right? No, but that's what the Facebook thing said, that there's cameras at some fucking mini mart and it would have seen the trucks or whatever.
Yeah, and Bub lives across the street from there. Apparently, he's got cameras pointed out the road too.
Right. So I was wondering if she had passed that mart yet, and she can go in and see if there's actual cameras there.
I think she's going the opposite way. I think she's going towards Duncan. The mini mart's towards Texas. The opposite way. You'd turn right onto Highway 81 and not left.
Fastness is asking if you would read the part about
I read all the fucking parts.
water in his chest cavity.
Yeah, that means it. Whatever fucking technicality that's supposed to mean. Not in the lungs, but on the lungs. What the fuck does that even mean?
It says on the lungs?
Yeah. Like not inside the
I had to
lungs,
mute
like
my shit because Tyler was right in front of me in line.
Who?
Tyler. So I shut the shit down for a minute so y'all didn't accidentally say his name or something. He had his whole family with him.
Wait, who?
Tyler, the dude that found Noah.
Oh, that lion son of a bitch. Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, no,
Tyler
hey,
Hardy.
hey, I wouldn't say that. He's a really good guy. He's got children.
Don't give a damn. He's a liar. Or you can have kids and still lie.
What did he lie about, though? I must have missed something.
Not knowing anybody. I was just an innocent bystander, and I didn't know anybody prior to this. That's a fucking lie. I was being a creep, and I found all of them like talking to each other all the way back to like 2021. That's a motherfucking lie. Renee, Stevie, a Bub, a Lake, fucking Ricky Martin. I mean, you want me to keep going? Sarah Long. They all fucking know each other. Lying piece of shit.
Well, I'm sure everybody knows everybody. It's
okay, but why lie about it though? That's what makes it suspicious. Right. It wouldn't be a big deal if you just say, "Yeah, we all know each other," but just for his wife to come on and be like, "We don't fucking know anybody," yeah, because I'm a fucking raging cunt.
When they say they don't know anybody, then yeah, that's definitely a lie. Because I mean, well, like me, I don't know them per se, but I know who the hell they are.
Yeah, but I'm not going to find you all up in there on Stevie's profile pictures from 2022.
I've never been friends with any of them.
Okay, I digress.
Not only that, but I don't think you're gonna jump on some Facebooky and start, talking shit about stuff that's.
Unless it's fact. Other than that,
and let's just be honest. I have had very extensive conversations with Caden and his mom, and I believe him. And he did not see Tyler at all. So I don't think he was there. I think he's full of shit. And if he was, it was after the other semi-truck driver that nobody seems to know what his name was there. Because it was two different. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. It was fucking Jason.
I could have.
That's my opinion.
He was in the service. Everybody's making.
That's what everybody's saying, but that
everybody on Facebook right now is just wild at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I asked Caden. I showed him pictures. I said, "Was this the guy in the service truck?" He said, "No, ma'am." I said, "Okay, well, that kind of and the service truck he's describing is not the same one that Tyler's describing. I'm not saying that Tyler wasn't on the scene. I'm just saying he was not the first motherfucking one on scene, and he wasn't on scene at 5:20.
I was gonna say, there's really no telling who was necessarily first on scene, as chaotic as it was between 5:15 and 6 a.m. You know. There ain't no.
Yeah, before 911 got called, when they were doing all the shady shit, then yeah, I know. Crazy.
For all we know, Bub was first.
Exactly. He was. He fucking was. In my opinion. In my opinion.
Now he could have been the one trying to put the shorts on him. Who knows? I mean, it can go a million different ways.
If my only aunt, you knew.
To say about this case too. She doesn't like those people.
I don't either.
But Bub is
my aunt was like, I wish I could give him a piece of my mind about the situation. She's like, I have a lot to say about that.
Right. Yeah, and he was the first on scene according to Noah's aunt, so that's documented.
Right here.
Take this up there and pull $20 off that my aunt just passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I accept it, then they're going to take it. But if you slide it in there and take that 20 off, that'll leave 10 on there. And I'm gonna before I hit the button to accept. It's the code is 7.
Wait,
girl.
No, you're good. I just muted it.
That pin number, damn man, why you playing?
I know I told them that you would actually like to be one of them that talk about it.
Hell, mic her up. Let's go.
No, they won't because it's on YouTube. You can say whatever the hell you want.
On my panel, you can because I don't care.
Live stream. It's YouTube and it's famous. Oh no! I gotta get up here. So I gotta draw $20 off for her real quick. I thought I was going to sit, stop, and beer, but here I am.
Do you think, girl? We ain't mad at you.
And I need that fucking pin number. Why you player hating?
Shit, you want me to give you the whole card number?
We got it.
you playing for?
Fumble said he needs the last 4. Come on, man.
Oh man, need that CVV or whatever too.
Yeah, that 3-digit.
Yeah, CVV. Don't forget about that, and a zip code. I don't even know the fucking zip code over here. I know the one in Terrell. It's close to the one in Terrell, but it's not the same.
8675309.
Yeah, I'm close.
That's what-
Y'all just give me like a minute. I'll be right back. I'm just trying to run into it.
All right.
Fucking Tyler Hardy. I wish she'd have had me where
Oh
I could hear it.
shit!
With his whole family and his little fucking his little husband, wife too.
Should have been putting like the phone, like with the camera up on that shit, so we could have been like, "Hey, motherfucker!" Like
with his little husband, wife.
right? She's probably what, all of like 4'3".
I don't know, but Puff was like, Mallory the husband.
Ain't gotta work an ATM. Apparently, every small bum town there is around here. Man, because I was like, "Where's y'all's ATM?" I didn't even see it, and it's a small store, so I'm like, "Where the hell is it?"
I'm surprised
that's
there's
another
still
story.
ATM out there.
Well, now there's only one more store left in town, so I gotta hope theirs is working. If not, then we're just all screwed all the way around at this point. Next town's another 10 miles over.
You should be able to get cash back somewhere.
Not around here, nope.
No, what? Fucking A. Oklahoma fucking sucks. No offense. Hey, I heard it sucks in Oklahoma because, something about being windy in Texas or something like that. I probably said that ass backwards.
What the fuck?
Somebody say, hey, do you know why it's so windy in Oklahoma? Because it sucks in Texas or something like that. But I said it the other way around on purpose because clearly, well, I don't know. Texas has got fucking snakes coming out the sky. So fuck all that.
Well, I guess Oklahoma does too. That's what your mama be saying.
Fumbler said it's probably a Pull Star ATM. Oh god. Oh man. Yep. ATMs don't have a pin pad. They are rotary. I don't even know what that means. These stories have
Lady
ATMs.
said something about crotch crawlers in there. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. I was just talking about my pants, how they fall down because I don't have a damn string on them. And she said, that's better than having crotch crawlers. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Donna Bond called Stevie a crotch cricket.
Twat waffle.
And a crotch cricket.
I don't know who the hell that chick was back there, but good lord.
I know we call them coochie cutters here.
I can't believe you said that to me. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you need some string for them
about
things.
how my pants was loose.
Was Melanie in there?
Oh, that bitch, she's getting her ass whooped. No, I had a nail in my tire after that.
That's not funny.
Goofy bitch. She gonna get it. She gonna get it.
She gonna get it, huh?
I don't care.
I think
Put
she
me in
is.
jail over this live stream. I'm gonna make her ass first.
I think she is in your genealogy, Fumble.
She's friends with Avery and all them.
No, she's a fucking Melanie, all right. That's for sure.
Yeah,
She's friends with all them Combs girls and all that. She's friends with all them. She thinks they're innocent.
I bet.
Mainly probably because she's scared to get her ass whooped.
Or mainly probably because she wants to go party with them because birds of a feather flock together. Considering they're still partying.
Yeah. I wonder who
Fucking
the fuck
A.
is here. There's a whole other car over here, and it's like make me nervous.
So short you can see your poles.
Or crotch, whatever that bitch said. What the hell?
Crotch cutters.
Crotch crawlers or something like that. I was like, damn, bitch, you got bugs or something down there? Like, that's what I took out of it. Better than having crotch crawlers, and I'm like,
Fucking creepy crawlers.
I got some bugs down.
I wish y'all lived down here. We'd have a hell of a time.
Oh Lord.
I wonder if she does have crotch crawlers, Puff Muffin. That's a little weird. I ain't gonna lie. That right there,
Fucking
that kind of
creepy crawlies.
That made me like I double took at her and walked back out the door. I didn't even laugh. I was like, "What the fuck does she mean?"
Oh shit, that's fucking funny.
Better than having crotch crawlers, guys. I gotta tell Mimi that one. She's gonna watch her. She's gonna say, "What the fuck?" She's literally gonna be like, "What the fuck?" I can hear her already, but I haven't even told her yet. Just what?
What the fuck you say about my mama?
That's what I should have said. She'd be like, "What'd you say about my mama?" She probably does have crotch crawlers, being 6 feet under for 13 years.
Oh, mine probably does. She's a whore.
Well, mine's probably got them because, body's decaying. He's all here.
Just me.
Oh, I seen that other car out
that
there.
other car out there, I towed it in.
That chick up at the store, because I had to stop at Sticks because the other one wasn't working. And I was talking about how my pants was loose because I was all pulling them up. And she said, well, at least you don't have crotch crawlers. And I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? I was like, does she have crotch crawlers? That's what I was saying. She even said, what the fuck is that? See, I told y'all. Told y'all she would say the same thing. Like, what in the hell is that? Oh, it's crabs. See, that's what I was thinking. That's what crotch crawlers are, crabs.
Are crabs even still a thing? I thought they died in the 70s.
I don't know. People still get them.
Oh!
My dad was one at one point. That's what happens when you fuck around with dope whores.
I told Bobby, I said, here's the deal. I'll come by and I'll get you. We're going to go up there just for a little bit. I said, I'll come by and get you when I get together. I said, but I'll call you and let you know right before I pull up. I said, you come out because I'm not going to put up with it.
No.
Who are you talking to?
I'm on that live stream for the Noah thing. It's okay. There's like a million people named Bobby. Who the hell knows who you're talking about? I didn't even say your name.
Bobby Brown? Bobby Boucher?
They're from Florida. They have
Yeah, but Bobby, is that the Boucher? Is it the Marina, like the Bobby, the Marina Bobby?
The water boy, that's what I was talking about.
The water boy. Oh shit. He would be a perfect water boy. He's little on the dumb side.
We know a couple of them for sure.
Yeah. He'd be a good water boy if he get off his ass anyway.
That's some high quality H2O.
Probably. Oh, I can't.
That's what...
My aunt got kicked off of all the Noah pages for speaking her mind. They literally kicked her off.
Really?
And it wasn't his family that did it. It was other moderators.
What the fuck?
Like who?
They want to bash.
If you were blasting full-on names, though, that's probably why. I said you have to use initials only or they will ban you.
They was talking about
That's only the one.
Oh, who are the kids from Texas?
Okay, from the Kona and Bowie area. They'd never mentioned the name.
Well, who are they, though?
Okay, but they're putting them out as that bunch from Texas. They're known for doing this, and that's when I blasted them because they was talking about the molestation that Ricky Howard did to Kayla.
We were talking about this.
Oh, you mean Stevie's cousin? You know Stevie's cousin, Ricky? That one?
Talking
Stevie's
about
cousin?
Party Host's mom being related to Ricky.
Ricky Howard.
Yeah, Ricky
Yeah.
Dale.
Open case since 2015.
Well, no, they finally closed that.
No, I'm talking about Caleb.
Oh, yeah, they closed it. I mean, they.
Caleb's cold case at this point.
Yeah,
they can't find his fucking body.
Well, it's probably out there at his place where he just put that.
They allegedly put cadaver dogs out there, and all they got was computers and stuff.
But I guarantee they cadaver dogs can't smell.
Hey, they got deep pockets, Mimi. Don't forget.
Yeah. But I guarantee.
Yeah, and he had all them excavators and equipment out there. There ain't no telling where that boy's at. I'm sure he's on that property somewhere, but I'm sure it's probably deep.
No, if you look at Bubba's property, I sent you all those pictures of his property. Everyone's a different property in that screenshot I sent you. And
Oh, I know. Between him and Wake, they own 75%.
What if it's in Oklahoma?
They own
What if his body's in
75%.
Oklahoma? You never know.
Well, he did. Hey, he did tell that fucking story about him going.
He went to Oklahoma that day.
Yeah, to be with a girl and work for her dad. He did. Yeah, you're right.
What's her name? Courtney.
Yeah.
Was the last one.
It wouldn't be far fetched. Hell, it's only 20 miles away from each other. It's not like he had to go far.
What'd you say, Kaylee?
I said it's only 20 miles away from each other. It ain't like he had to go far if he did.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you never know. His family has property out here with bodies of water.
Inner surface. I mean, it's been a long time, yeah, but
Not if you put bricks around the ankles and stuff like that.
somebody's gonna slip up because they don't have to keep their mouth.
Oh, I'm
He could have burnt him like he did the rest of the shit.
People there at the age of 15, they just must be scared for like that one kid that did speak out. They're actually sending him death threats now. So he kind of ghosted out and is only talking to authorities. He even said like they don't talk to him no more. Nothing. Caden. He's getting a bunch of death threats. Even his mom said, "Hey, y'all back off trying to ask him questions because it's getting serious." And they do know where he lives.
That's some new stuff and some activities going on at that house.
See, she knows there's activity going on at the house. Not today though. Today it's bare ass empty.
His mom was I talked to her quite a bit, but she was she came in chat like last time I was live. I think it was the day before yesterday, and she was dropping bombs.
No, ma'am. No.
Yes, huh? Don't tell me no. I ain't getting down.
Caden was one of the party goers that actually spoke up and was brave enough to do so. Yeah. Someone was asking in the comments.
Yeah, he put it out there. He said he was his friend.
At 5:15 a.m., he got woke up.
Shut up, Chris. You dummy. Yes, you know who that is.
Huh?
Fumbler saying who's Caden. He knows who the fuck that is. He's an idiot.
It's like we've talked about it. I ain't gonna say his last name, but to each your own. Go find him in the group.
No, they know they were talking to his mom the other night.
He's getting death threats like crazy. Oh, and they made a private group called Sofa Sluice, and it's all the Howards. Tim Howard runs it. If that's
I ain't on that bitch at all.
Well, his best friend's dad.
Hey, do you know Tim Howard? Is he really a PI? A private investigator? No. See? She knows I know she knows these people. So yeah, he's not no PI. I knew he was lying. I knew it was a lie. A wannabe. Hey, doesn't he have charges? Like drug charges too?
I'm thinking so I can find out.
Or something. I was gonna say I'm sure he's got some kind of charges somewhere. He has to. If I knew his full exact name, then I would look it up, but I don't. Huh?
FBI's not even taking over on the case though, BS, so that's not likely.
Sean, out there, my friend Crystal, where I go and where you know?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Oh shit.
You got it. You are.
Yeah, you're probably right, Chris.
No, he brought a gun.
Oh, if I would have been there. Oh Lord, I would have been Spider Monkey on his back when he pulled that gun out.
I told him, I said, come on, you draw a gun, give me foot. But sit back here in this road.
Yeah, it's like now I know you ain't gonna shoot me, so you done fucked up.
Yeah, you know the fake cop that found out he was a CIA. Ain't that something, hotspot?
Like me, I'll give you a warning or two, but then I'm popping that motherfucker.
The fake.
Come out in the street.
FBI is assisting B.
Yeah, they offered their resources, but they're not like leading the investigation, unfortunately. He does, Fumbler. You should probably tell him to watch it. Yeah, they fumble the question when you ask them, and depending on who you talk to, they'll say that the FBI is like just like they say in other cases. Oh, they've been they offered their assistance in Riley's case and in Sebastian's case, but but if the investigating agency does not request them or accept their offers, then they have to stay in the background and wait to be requested by the jurisdiction, whatever the one that has jurisdiction, which would be the Oklahoma Highway Patrol and OSBI. Which at this point in the game, with my research that I have done on my own free time, and I recommend you do your own research to form your own opinion, I don't have faith in not near one of those fucking agencies. They're shit. Sorry, not sorry. Where the fuck's Molly and Colt? OSBI and Oklahoma Highway Patrol? Why the fuck is Joe only got probation? Kind of shit is that? Trapping meth out of his damn police car. Okay, Oklahoma, get your shit together.
Baby turtle. Come here. She's quick. It's a little baby.
What are we looking at?
A turtle. It's a little baby turtle. And then there's a
Ruben!
This one, he's a big son of a bitch.
Look, you see the turtles?
Yeah. Turtle.
You
They're
should
pretty
show the white
awesome.
lady.
I have to get the big one. I have to get really drunk to hold him, or I'll get scared. Y'all didn't see me. I was drunk, and then I was like, "I'll do it," and I'm going, I'm afraid he's gonna bite me or something the whole time.
You sound like turtles when
He
they're
did snap at
boinking.
me every time he gets a bath. He gets really pissy when he gets a bath. To wash the goo off of him.
Ugh.
And she had just pissed him off earlier that day, and the next time I picked him up, he was trying to snap at me.
Yeah, he probably wants to take your fucking finger off.
Yeah, I got scared. I was literally going, the whole time I was old.
He's gonna get bigger too. I mean, this time.
It's weird because when I was a kid, I would play with those all the time, even snapping turtles. I'm lucky I never got bit.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't lose a fucking finger and call you
Yeah,
nubby.
and then not just snapping turtles. I used to play with frogs and everything when I was a kid, but now if I see a frog, I'm running the other direction.
They're the radiator sliders. They're the radiator sliders. Keep your ears pierced.
Where'd you get them from? The Red River?
No, she didn't get them from the Red River.
No.
Good. They might be all right then.
They come from the Red River.
Oh, that one did? The little one
Oh
did.
God. Oh God. There's something in that water, damn it.
Well, hey, the Red River though, it runs all the way through here. It don't stop, so it's not like she went down to Terrell.
No, I've heard about the Red River.
Oh, there's. Well, no, they're talking about day type of shit, like back in the 50s and the 40s, where people would,
No, I'm talking about the fucking sheriff going down there and getting drunk girls and taking them back to his house and making them, do weird stuff for drugs. Love County, that type of shit.
Someone got salty with me earlier because I said about how the county sheriff owned the store at the time of Noah's death, because they were asking about camera footage from the store, and Jack's claiming they've already seen it, and I'm like,
Shut the fuck up. What?
Well, you've seen the road.
Wait, who owns
it? Go
it?
in front of that store anyway, so even if it wasn't
Who?
camera, there wouldn't be nothing because.
Yeah, but who owns it?
The store's like
the store in Terrell. Yeah.
But why would it be doing on camera when his body?
They're trying to blame it on a semi driver for hitting them. They're still pushing that narrative. That's why they made that private group called Sofa Sleuths, where nobody can even see it unless you make a fucking way to get in, act like your buddies with them, I guess, just to fucking be snoopy. It's about the only way you'll get in. Sad.
Hey, I have somebody on the inside.
Hell yeah! I need some screenshots. I need them screenshots. I was wondering, who could I get on the inside? But everybody that I know has commented on there, so I couldn't really say nothing on them.
Somebody may or may not have, made a, what do they call it, a sock account?
I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway, I need screenshots. I want to see that shit. I've been wondering what's been going on, because I'm like, what do they got now? I'm like, how many different stories there is.
What it is, they're sweating balls because they're getting closed in on. It's fixing to come.
If they're getting closed in on, why are they so fucking stupid as to make a social media group to talk about it? They think that's
Be,
there's evidence. Evidence don't lie.
no, because think about it. If they muddy the waters enough and put so much information out there, there won't be anywhere in Oklahoma that you could give them a fair trial because of all the.
They need to take it out of District 6. Period. They don't need it. They don't need it here. They don't need it in Stevens County or Cherokee.
Nah.
Like, they're all tied to those counties. They don't need to go.
Let's just go the fuck out of Oklahoma. Let's just go the fuck out of Oklahoma. How about that? Well, let's go a couple states over.
What's going on with that? Well, they're only assisting right now. They haven't taken over yet. It's just OHP's leading. They're assisting. Jefferson County's basically out of it at this point.
They were never involved at all.
Well, yeah. As soon as
according to his,
but as soon as
the sheriff was on scene, but they were never part of the investigation. That's what's crazy. Officially, it was always OHP's case.
Well, that's because he was found on the highway, so they had to turn it to OHP.
Then why was Jefferson County Sheriff one of the first ones on scene?
Yeah, when they secured the area, when OHP,
they didn't secure shit. They didn't secure shit.
Did they not have the whole highway blocked off when they found his body?
Okay, well, they were still letting fucking party goers and their daddies and their mamas come up to the scene, so it wasn't secure.
Somebody on the inside let them in.
Yeah.
We all know that. We all know they didn't search. The OHP confirmed that to the family, and they already spoke about that. So
several times.
Yeah, multiple. Just nobody ever listens to that part. I do, though. I listen to everything. I'm telling you, they might have found him on the highway, but that's not where it happened. Oh, I know. But that's why
that ain't where he got it. That's not where he got all those injuries. I tell you that.
Jefferson County was closest to the town versus OHP. They had to drive from a whole other area, like Duncan.
So. Yeah, OHP. He didn't get there until like 6:18.
That's what I'm saying. They have to. Duncan's over an hour away from here, so like he easily could have been, in Duncan, because it's OHP don't really hang out around this area at all. They're usually up in the city areas.
Or apparently near the fucking waterways, because they were the ones who came for that shit too.
Yeah, everything's just fucked up. They did. I don't care what Jeremy says on Facebook, because he made a Facebook post. He says they didn't drop the ball, and I'm like, well, somebody dropped that fucking ball. That highway should have been cut off.
They didn't drop the ball. They didn't drop the fucking ball. What the fuck? What sport are you playing, my guy?
You know how
they didn't drop the ball
to begin with? Because Jefferson County, the Jefferson County sheriffs did not block the highway off. OHP did.
And they did not do it. They did not properly get a proper.
Madison states that the highway was completely blocked off. She couldn't go around. Her family.
Right, but that was after the fact. You got to keep in mind they were coming and going for a good 2 hours before OHP got there. So how much contamination was done before then? Considering Caden said that when he was there, he had fucking black shorts on, and then when OHP got there, he was butt booty naked.
Yeah, Madison drove 6 hours and the highway was blocked off. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like 6 hour drive.
Yeah, but Caleb and his dad had enough time to drive 45 minutes and get there, and they let him walk right up and fucking start picking up teeth and shit.
Yeah, and anybody that's ever seen a crime show or, like the episode of Cops, know not to touch anything on the fucking scene. Not unless you're trying to resuscitate the dude. Other than that,
and nobody tried to do that. That's another thing. Nobody tried to to perform life-saving, because they knew he was dead.
It's not that, because if you think about it, Jack literally had to beg him to come back to the party Sunday night. So I kind of feel premeditation.
Yep.
I'm not. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's pretty reasonable theory there.
I'm gonna pull up my live stream from the other night.
Pick him up,
Why would Jack be the one to invite him back to the party and not pick him up?
Well, it's not just, he didn't just ask. He was like, come on, Noah, please.
Well, you remember, Caden's mom told us that he rode back with a kid named Gage and a couple other kids, Mikey, and someone else. I forget the other one's name.
And I don't know. It's just. And then people talking about flying drones over the property, and I'm like, I bet that shit happened in that house, if not in the field and then into the house. But if there's any,
why else would they be scrubbing that bitch with bleach for fucking 3 days?
Yeah, and like my aunt just said, check the big barn. That big barn, I guarantee. Hey, and did you notice the pictures? You remember Jack's boat posted for sale? The pictures.
You noticed
the barn?
Yeah. I also know that the patio was
He
wet.
posted it for sale and his pickup too right after Noah was gone, and then the boat was in that fucking shed. So I'm like in that barn out there, that big barn, because I could tell by looking out at the property from seeing the pictures of the boat. I could tell by the property the way it looked. I was like, I know where the fuck that's at. In the barn. Straight up, I'm not even joking. Like, I know the area around here too well.
When it comes down to it, I guarantee you, I go with my gut feeling, and that's all. 9 times out of 10, you go with your gut, and it's going to lead you in the right direction. But the dad was involved. They need to not only investigate, they need to bring that.
Well, there's also a theory that he was at the party, and
It shows an adult when they're in the living room. If you look, we're in the direction. You can see there's
a grown ass man.
Yes, the legs. He's like sitting in a chair.
Well, there was a theory going around of people saying, and it could be true, you never know, that Noah had walked in on him doing things with Avery. And she does love to fuck dads. She literally has a I Heart Dad sticker and everything, like on everything she owns and all kinds
Her TikTok handle is soccerdad08.
Look, I think
Yeah, damn. Now that
See,
makes
that's
Yeah,
what,
her-
if he did walk in on it, it could have pissed him off, and he didn't want him to ruin the marriage, and then bam, 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 gone. You
Well,
know?
that's probably why he called her a fat, nasty whore.
I'm not saying it's true or not, though. Let me get that right so the Howards don't sue me, but I'm not saying it's true or not, but it is reasonable
fuck the Howards.
cause, you know.
I think
It's reasonable cause.
He lost his life because
Probable cause, you're going to trigger the fuck out of me with that
Want him
word.
to go tell about something, one or the other.
I think the girlfriend. Or the fiance-
See, you get us going, we're gonna end up taking up the whole podcast.
I think when it comes down to it, it's all going to revolve around that one little girl. Because Noah and her, I think they had feelings for each other.
I think Noah could have had any one of them bitches that he wanted at that party if he'd applied a little bit of effort, and he could have had every one of them bitches and one after the other if he wanted
Probably
to.
didn't even need no effort. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I know I'm.
I mean, they
engaged.
were
I'm not
literally
trying to be
hanging
weirdo
all
either.
over his back. Like, in all the pictures and videos, they're all hanging all over him. And that would probably piss Jack off, considering,
He did have a bunch of chicks hanging all over him Saturday night. That's the
Yeah.
because those videos were Saturday night, and then he went back Sunday. Jasmine Milan and Carter Combs allegedly gave him a bath.
And supposedly Brylan.
And if you think about it, what if Jack walked in on her giving him a bath? Maybe jealous, or they were already disposing of evidence.
I don't think that they took him in the house. I think they hosed his ass off on the patio.
Very well could have, but you never know with them. I mean,
Because that picture of Jasmine, it looks like she's in front of the front door on the porch. You can see a rail, like a white railing, and she's clearly got, her shirt is wet. And that would make more sense because they probably fucking sprayed that side-by-side off.
and it's weird how they took the side-by-side in, and before the day was up, delivered it back.
I think that kid that was holding the
When do you get your shit delivered back to you? Tell me that. You don't. See? You don't. And she knows.
Yeah, but how would they have
She knows
probable cause to come and
She
take
knows.
them, but they didn't have probable cause to go in the house? That don't make no goddamn sense.
Yeah, how the hell they taking the side-by-side but not searching nothing? I be having.
Yeah, like how did they not go in the house where Noah's phone was at, where his clothes were at? They didn't have probable cause to go in there?
Wallet, I bet it was burned. His phone is actually with the OHP or whatever.
Yeah, but it was in the house. That's what I'm saying, but it was in the house. How was that not probable cause to go in there?
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. Because they were trying to say he wasn't connected to the party house at first.
But it was in the house.
There, so yeah, that's I forgot about that. Shit. All I know is they did retrieve the phones, but not the wallet.
Right. Yeah, but apparently they waited at the door to have it handed to him. The bitch, I'd have been up in there like, oh, I'm here for the phone. You better sit the fuck down. Don't touch nothing. I'll let you know when I'm done. The fuck
I would have been.
I
would have been Luminol, motherfucking backyard cadaver dog. I would have been all over that. If I was a cop here, that would have been my first duty. I don't give a damn what your last name is. I'm searching the property if he's connected to it. Clearly connected.
Right. Yeah. This is the last place he was known to be alive at, so that would be the place to start. You have to have a starting point.
Why the hell would he walk home And for one, it's not even reasonable to walk home, like I said, because all the wild animals.
And listen,
Other
and why
than
would he
that,
walk home
why would
without
he leave
his
his
phone?
phones? Why
Exactly.
would
How
he
is he
leave
going to
his
call
phone
to
if
get a
he can't
ride?
call it?
Exactly. Exactly.
Why would you walk home
And he
with two
allegedly
different
earlier in the
shoes?
night had asked Carter for a ride home, and she said no because she had been
And
drinking.
she was taking other people home though.
Just in Terrell, but still, she shouldn't have been driving at
Regardless.
all if she couldn't drive. You know what I mean? As many
Yeah.
miles as she drove to do all the other
According to
stuff, she could have drove him home. Yeah.
right, according to Stevie, she was the designated driver. What are you talking about? Carter didn't drink.
Whoa, what? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Stevie was apparently the designated driver, but she wasn't at the party. She wasn't at the party before that.
No,
What the hell?
Stevie said that Carter was the designated driver.
Oh, well then,
But we know that girl was drunker than Cooter Brown, so
I
how's she
bet
the
you.
designated driver?
Who was the blonde?
That's Shaden.
Oh, that was Shaden. She was only there Saturday night, not Sunday. That was confirmed. They checked her phone. They checked everything, her location, and so she was out riding horses on Sunday. Like she was not at the house.
Most of the
Not at
people
all.
were
She
not.
left Saturday night and went home. And
Most of them did leave Saturday, and the group from Saturday to Sunday shrunk substantially. There was only
yeah, and
like
that's the
15
one
of
thing I
them.
can say. I like every time they keep bringing her up, I'm like, she was only there Saturday. Like it was confirmed by family, even. You know, that's why. Because if it's confirmed by family and
Because she's
cops,
in that friend group, she knows something. She's heard something. Ain't none of them kids ain't heard. Ain't none of them kids heard nothing. The kids don't do nothing but talk and run their mouths. They all have said something to each other.
he took his vehicle home Saturday and then got a ride back.
What would have happened to his car if he had to tuck it home? How would they be supposed to do it? Like they tried to him. I mean, it's like
They probably just would have been like, "Oh, his truck's broke down, so he just took a walk." I'm sure that would have been the narrative.
I don't think he took a walk. I think the dad dropped his
There's no way. Why would he leave both phones, his wallet with just a freshly cashed paycheck? Yeah, he used almost all of it to buy that new phone, but still, he had money in it.
That kid that was holding the gun in the background, he was from Bowie.
Caleb literally made a post saying, like in the comment section, and he had specifically said, "I picked up all the guns from the house and took them back to my house." He literally said that out in the open. They better be getting his ass and asking him why the hell he said that.
No,
They still
Renee
did it
brought no.
already, but
Jasmine's mom. He can't delete my screenshots, boo boo. But Jasmine's mom is the one who got the guns from the house and took them to Caleb's house. Because Caleb was still on the scene with Jack.
yeah, and it's weird how if my best friend died, I would not stay on that scene because I would not be able to bear to look at it.
Well, you can't control the narrative from home.
Well, no, that's not what I was like. That's what I was just like. If I found, for one, I would have called 911 for starters.
Oh no, he had to let the truck driver do it because heaven forbid, then they'd have his
Well, no, he had to
call
go
on.
wake up everybody and tell them and take them down there and show them allegedly. So
Not allegedly. I believe everything that kid says.
they did say his stories have been precise since October. That's when he spoke out, was back in October. So he's been talking about it for a while with the family, and they did say that everything, like, it's all consistent. His story
Yeah,
has
and
never
his story does not contradict his previous statements. So if nothing else, I'm not, like I said, I wasn't
and
there. I
like
can't
when
confirm.
Stevie, and then when
But
Stevie had something
yeah,
to
but
clap back, he kept his
yeah,
story
no,
consistent and let
everybody
nobody.
came out the woodwork, fucking all of a sudden because he spoke up. But listen, he doesn't contradict
That's why
himself
he's
every
getting
time he
death
tells the
threats.
story, and he's the only one that doesn't. And I don't know if it's true or not because I wasn't there. But he at least has his shit together enough to where he can say the same story every time he tells it, unlike all the rest of them.
And his mom even advised him, don't put it on social media, just in case for your safety. But he did it anyway. He's a 20-year-old boy. She said he's going to do whatever the hell he wanted, which he did.
Yeah,
And
right.
I mean, it's good that he did, but not at the same time, just because he's getting death threats. Like, he did tell the family and the LEs and shit, I mean, he did the right thing by telling them. So that's
Yeah, but
good. But when he
they
posted
didn't
on
do
social
nothing with
media,
it.
then death threats rolled in.
I think they're gonna fucking try to pin it on him. I honestly do.
They've already raised money for a lawyer for him.
Yeah, I know that, but they need one because I could just listen when I tell you like
Innocent
that.
or guilty, you damn sure need a lawyer, especially when something like that happens.
Yeah, but the comments that Stevie keeps making, That is what they're going to try to do. They have the mentality like, look, we all made an agreement to keep our fucking mouths shut, and you didn't, so you're going to take the fall for this because all of
If
our
she's
stories
even
match each
got a
other.
lawyer,
All of
if
our
that's a
stories
shitty,
match. She does.
well, then that's a shitty lawyer because I would have done dropped her motherfucking case and said, I ain't your lawyer no more because you won't shut up on social media. I would have
Well,
so
that's the
motherfucking
thing.
asked
She
fine.
thinks she's unfucking touchable because Bub is her stepdaddy.
It don't matter who the hell she's related to. It's when
Apparently,
that
it does
FBI
in that
gets
fucking
involved,
in
they're
Oklahoma.
fucked.
They're not involved though. They're
Well,
not. They're just in
they're
the back burner.
assisting, but when
Yeah,
shit takes it's
only at the OHP's discretion. If OHP
yes.
needs them, they come to hell. If not, they are not. They're not sharing information or anything of the sort.
But the thing is with FBI, they can override them and start investigating them on top of the case. Literally, no shit. Like
Apparently,
FBI is tougher than OHP.
but they won't because of jurisdiction.
Yeah, I mean, but they might though, because I mean, as much national attention as it has, that's what I was getting at. I mean,
I mean,
if
they're in
it
the
wasn't
background
national, I'm
watching,
going to make
waiting,
sure they're
but
going to
but
duck
but
under.
they're not actively, taking leads or doing anything. They're not actively doing any investigating on it. I mean, I'm sure they're keeping an eye on it as far as just so that they can be of assistance. But as far as that goes, like they are completely letting OHB run it. And if that's the case, OHB is running it into the fucking ditch.
Well,
I said what I
as
said.
much national pressure that they got on them, I bet if worse comes to worse, I guarantee you FBI will probably take over. Because when something gets national attention like that, people's they start like that autopsy, that shit was never gonna come out, but then it started popping off, and then boom, it was out all of a sudden, and the family didn't even have it for 8 months. The family couldn't even get it because they told them no.
Hmm.
But when that shit started going worldwide and stuff on that News Nation and everything, autopsy report all of a sudden starts coming out. Like, really?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. This national attention is going to put pressure on them. I guarantee you. I mean, I'll not guarantee 100%, but I have a gut feeling something's going to get done with this case. It may take a while because cases do take a while, but I look every day waiting for a mugshot. Literally.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this isn't the first time I've covered shady ass police corruption and there's some cases that are still waiting. Like for example, Molly and Colt been missing for 10 years. I wouldn't necessarily hold your breath.
Well, they also, there is a kid willing to speak out now, so that's another thing.
Yeah, but they're trying to decredit. That's why they're trying so hard to decredit him and make him uncredible and make him an unreliable witness. And I don't know that OHB is not on board with that because they did it. Oh, Caden had to hunt them down and call and 3 months after Noah died before Zachary Wright sat down with him and took his initial fucking statement. That is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, because when it's a case like that, it should be ASAP, like Monday
Everybody
morning,
there should have been investigated on day one, and if nothing else, at least no later than day three.
Yeah, it's all
3 months
because of
later, and Caden had to be the one to reach out and initiate that? That's fucking crazy.
yeah. But the family does have proof of his story being consistent all this time since October when he first spoke out to him, so that will help the case on their
I
end.
don't,
Because
I
they
don't
do
know.
have proof of it, messages, everything, where everything has stayed consistent the whole
Oh,
time.
I believe him, but I just don't know
Yeah.
that it's gonna matter when it's him versus all of them, and all them stories. It just has to line up, and he's the only one with the different one, and he's gonna be the fall guy. That's how I feel.
I
Just by
hate
the
to be.
comments Stevie keeps making,
I
I
was
just
just.
it. I'm glad he got a lawyer. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was just gonna say I hate to be gruesome, but they need to they need to exhume the body and have someone else totally different away from this area do an autopsy, because second autopsies end up usually like how you watch cold case files, or something. Autopsies later on, they show more if they missed something or if they were trying to hide something anyway.
Right, right.
And so that's
No
another
doubt.
thing. They need to. I don't, like I said, I don't mean to be gruesome just in case the family's listening in, but it's like you exhume that body and get someone. I know it costs a lot of money too, but as much people as they got
Yeah.
on there, over 20,000 people, all they got to do is donate $1 a piece, and not even all 20,000, just, enough for a few grand, and boom, that'll pay for it. And I guarantee you get someone that don't know these people, don't give a fuck about these people to do it. I bet you something else will be found. Like, I bet you, someone else would be like, yeah, it's either this object or a golf club or this or that or the other that more than likely cause these injuries. Because you notice the LE just goes unknown. I bet you get, or the ME, not LE, fuck. But, you get someone else to do it that don't know these people or care about them. I guarantee you a different autopsy will pull up. I bet money on it. I literally bet money on that shit, for real. Because you know how you can, how they have the technology, how he had gravel up under his stuff, They could test it and match it to where, it happened. They have technology for that. So why they didn't do that blows my mind, besides them covering it up.
Oh, okay, hold
They
on.
literally have satellite view. Admitted to having trail cams, but deleted the comment. Sorry for talking too much. My bad.
I'm about to play some of this live stream from the other night where Caden's mom comes in the chat, and I'm telling you, she dropped some bombs.
Ooh, I'm ready. I'm gonna meet my end.
Her location.
In these words of Genesis 3:15,
one of the kids with the bald heads, they did that for wrestling.
Hey, everything in the dark.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, it's like a, but
that's one of the Bible verses. I don't remember which thing it is though, but I remember that being a Bible verse.
for Brylan, I met Mikey.
Oh, what the hell? All right, I was gonna say let's play it. Hell.
No, I didn't mean to say Brylan. I meant Mikey.
Yeah. Fuck, no,
Just to be clear, this is not me. This is not me talking now. This is me talking on the live stream. Then.
Yeah. What do you know if Mikey was either in jail,
or if he new to the friend group? Has he been friends with them as long as the other ones have? Because I think he's younger, from my understanding, or maybe it's Isaac that's younger. I don't fucking know, but I know Isaac
definitely looks younger for sure.
Right.
But from what that post thing he said, or whatever he wrote, it said that he had lived with them for like 1 or 2 years from.
Right, but I don't even know who that kid was and where he came from. It was like Kaysen or something like that. Jensen, remember?
Yeah.
But I wonder if because in the video where Brylan and Noah are messing around, if you listen into the
for one.
Huh?
What are you talking about when he slaps him and then runs away? Why does he have a knife in his hand?
I think because he was shotgunning a beer. I think that's just my assumption because I'm a hillbilly and I know. But I mean I don't know that for a fact because I don't see him do that. But that's what I would assume.
All right.
But then again, they had. Don't ask me. I don't know. Boys will be boys, I guess.
And then the kid Isaac that's in the background with the rifle or shotgun.
The pump shotgun, correct. Okay, he's talking to Avery.
Yeah.
And you can hear what she says, and she's trying to talk, calm him down or talk him out of doing something. That is all I can gain from it, because she's saying, I really prefer you didn't, but and he's like, I don't know, but I remember we thought we listened to it, and before all that other crazy crap, we thought that like he was trying to leave and she was like didn't want him to drive, but now I almost wonder if we should like listen again.
Yeah, might as well. And since we have Caden's mom, maybe she has knowledge or inside knowledge to as to what he's saying. I'm not sure.
Mikey was
was
friends with him and has been. Isaac was 15.
Yeah, he looks young.
Okay, and then I've also heard, because I had it under the impression that when him and Jack were fighting, him being Noah, that it was about Noah flirting with his girlfriend. But I've now checked my notes and seen that it was the other way around. So who was Jack flirting with? Avery? Like, because if so, like, why wasn't that making, like, was him and Carter not a thing at that time? Did they didn't not get official until afterwards?
I thought it said Noah was flirting with Jack's chick.
No, I heard someone said that Noah was yelling at him, at Jack, saying, "Why do you always flirt with girls I like," or something like that, or "Why are you always trying to," it was the other way. I'm not saying it wasn't that, because there was three different supposed alleged, times that him and Jack got into
Right,
it. One
right.
one was about Noah and Carter having like in the corner and having their backs to the everybody else, and that pissed Jack off. But I've heard that the last time that it was Noah that was pissed at Jack about flirting with girls that he liked, always doing that. And I'm like, no
Mm.
offense, but Jack's like kind of goofy looking, but hey, what do I know? But I just wonder like who would be the girl that he liked? Would that be Avery? Because um I know he didn't have a girlfriend there at the party. It's allegedly he may have had one that's not at the party, but who would have been the girl he liked? Would it have been Logan? Would it have been Avery? Because I mean, if we're going based off of his interactions in the videos, I mean, it could have been any one of them, depending on tonight. No, and I'm not hating. I don't know. I don't think that he had to try, is what I'm saying, though. I think all these girls were like on his
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was definitely the other way around, because I'm quite certain if he wanted any one of them, he could have had them, and that wasn't the case. Because you know how boys are. They want the thrill of the chase, and the ones that are acting like they don't like him, they don't want the ones that are throwing themselves at him. Boys will be boys. They like the thrill of the chase. And remember, we heard at the beginning that he called Avery a nasty fat bitch to her face. So she probably wasn't happy with him to begin with, which is why I would assume she was being petty and swiping right on Tinder, and that's where the Texas boys come from. In my opinion, that's what I think. And then swiping right and matched with one, and then he brought a friend, and then that two turns to three, and then here we are. And when you say Texas, it's not like it's like, oh, they came from another state. It's literally Nocona, Texas is 20 minutes away from the party house. So oh, so that must be FD Salem. Who is that? I never heard that name. Ryland does whatever. Oh, I heard that. I heard he drives him around all the time because he's always drunk. But I didn't know how true that was. That's good to know, because he would definitely monkey see, monkey do. I'll take that into account. Jack has auto tint glasses. Definitely a dude. Okay. Oh yeah, I know of her. I've seen her social media. Her name is, I think, Nevea. If that's the same one you're talking about, Catfish. I know these boys all personally. Jack always flirted with Noah's girlfriend. Don't know why, but I think what happened. Huh. So that would make sense, because that's what I heard. That Noah was screaming, yelling at him. Why do you always do this? Why do you always flirt with the girls I like, or something like that? The way it was worded, like, and that it was getting more heated than the other two arguments from the previous night, but not physical. They were just Noah was yelling at Jack. Huh. And then apparently him and Noah and Logan like fell asleep on the floor together, and that pissed Avery off. So everybody was just pissed at some way or another. Ex-girlfriend. So it was so was he not with Carter at that time then? Because why would that have not pissed her off? Or did they like somehow make it official after this happened? With Noah, because that would be weird to flirt with another girl while your girl's there. And I mean, unless they're just a bunch of little. I'm playing this shit for her. She says, "BRB, you're killing me, Smalls." Anyways, we're gonna listen to the podcast. Fucking asshole. Jerk off. Alright, I gotta put this up first. Alright.
Seeking
Mom had called me.
a note to listeners. The following podcast contains content that may not be suitable for all audiences.
Noah and I grew up together in the same household. So me, him, and DJ. And me and Noah had like the typical competitive, brother sister love, as you will. And so we grew up always just running around being outside. We always hung out with the neighborhood kids. And we kind of went in pairs too. When everything first went down, all I knew was that he was found on the side of the highway. And I was just, why were you on the highway? Why was Noah on the highway? What are you doing on the highway? Like, it's just beyond me, because Noah would ask for help. Like, he's smart enough to know that he's not going to walk home.
Actually, my mom had called me, and I got the phone call a little bit before 8 in the morning, and I was asleep. And when she called, for her to call that early, I knew like something was off. I didn't know like what. Surely I wasn't expecting something like this.
You are listening to Partners in True Crime. We are your hosts, Rob and Cindy Dorfman. Hi, everyone. If you're enjoying the podcast, please leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcast.
Follow Partners in True Crime. If you subscribe to your storm in the really happened
Of a hit and run, but it became clear as the investigation unraveled that Noah's death was suspicious.
Noah died after spending the weekend at a 4-day party with his friends, and his family believes that he was the victim of foul play.
The internet has exploded with theories of what happened, sifting through the thousands of posts and comments from people who were at the party, but still no one has come out and said what happened to Noah. How is it possible that no one knows what happened?
Noah's family is determined to get answers, and this week we're going to be speaking to his sister Madison and his cousin Ashley, who have their own theories about what happened.
Okay, today we're very happy to have on two more family members of Noah Presgrove. We have Madison Rawlings, who is Noah's sister, and we have Ashley Chadwick. Is that correct? Chadwick? And she is Noah's cousin. So, ladies, thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking the time. I know we spoke a little bit on the phone about what's going on in the case, and so we just wanted to kind of hear it straight from the voice's mouth there. And Madison, why don't you tell us a little bit about Noah?
Well, Noah and I grew up together in the same household. So me, him, and DJ. And me and Noah had like the typical competitive, brother sister love, as you will. And so we grew up always just running around being outside. We always hung out with the neighborhood kids, and we kind of went in pairs too. We were always, my friends would have like siblings and stuff, and Noah would be there. So we would always be together in some sense. Noah has always just been someone that is outgoing and kind and is really down to do whatever everyone wants to do. And he's never been someone that puts up much of a fight to get to hang out or anything. So,
Are you older than him?
yes. So I'm 23 and he's now would be 20.
How about you, Ashley? What was Noah's like for you, and what did he mean to you?
Oh gosh, he was definitely an inspiration. He was fearless. He'll do anything once. So like if we were at the lake per se and there were some cliffs, he's gonna go and jump off the cliffs, like no hesitation, like let's do it. My child reminds me so much of Noah because he has the same outlook. With Noah, he was so easy with the younger kids. He didn't mind like hanging out with them. I know whenever I was growing up, like Madison's uncle Keith, like if they were older than us, they were like, ugh, gross, you guys are younger. Like we weren't part of the cool crowd. That wasn't the case with Noah. Noah would definitely take in the younger ones, and he was patient with them, and he would like show them things, and I think that's where my son got his fearlessness for is from Noah, because he'll do things. And my son likes to fish as well, just like Noah did. Noah likes the outdoors and just having fun. He was just not one to be upset or angry. If he was frustrated or whatever, it's for the moment, and then we're good. And that's just how he was.
Awesome. So when you say he would try anything once. So when you heard that the possibility that he may have been surfing on top of the side by side, it probably wasn't surprising for you. It sounded like something he would do.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, Madison, where were you when you heard the news?
I actually got woken up by a phone call from my grandmother, and she's located in Duncan, Oklahoma, and I'm located in South Texas. So I had a 7.5-hour drive that morning, and she had just called me and just said, Noah's been in an accident, like you need to come home. And she was just so upset. I said, okay. I just hung up the phone, grabbed some t-shirts and got out the door. And my husband was like, do I need to come? I was like, well, I don't really know the seriousness right now, but you need to start getting stuff put up, like getting our house situated so that you could come up there, because I don't know what's going on. And so I get to drive and I start getting phone calls and text messages and stuff. And I had 7.5 hours. So the first hour, it was pretty quiet, and I kept reaching out, wondering what's wrong. And I'm talking to Aunt Robin, and everything starts happening. And then I'm getting closer and closer, and people keep calling me, and I just had to quit taking phone calls. Like I had to focus on driving. There was nothing else I could do. I just had to have Aunt Robin tell my family quit calling me.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. That's awful. I mean, to not be there yet and hearing all these stories. I mean, what did you think? I mean, did you have any feeling about what had happened when you heard all these different stories or information coming at you?
Well, when everything first went down, all I knew was that he was found on the side of the highway. And I was just, why were you on the highway? Why was Noah on the highway? What are you doing on the highway? Like, it's just beyond me, because Noah would ask for help. Like, he's smart enough to know that he's not going to walk home. Like, I don't know where he would have been walking to, So that's why he was 30 minutes from home. He wasn't walking to anywhere that I knew of. And so I was just like, why? Like, what is he doing? Like, what happened? What is he doing? Why was he there? Why was he there? What were you doing? That's all I could think, And I start seeing like Snapchats that were up the night before, and people keep texting me. And, that 7 hours, I mean, it dragged, but it flew by because I was on a mission, And I actually, when I finally made it across the Red River to Terrell, that was the way I go home. And a lot of my family wanted me to like detour and go around and go through Wichita Falls, but that added a whole hour to my drive. And I was like, no, I got to get home. So I drove through Terrell, and they had the highway blocked off, and they were rerouting traffic around on a county road. And so when I got there, it was like just like a hit in the face, like he's like something serious. I guess the whole time you're kind of thinking like, maybe he's okay. Maybe he's okay. Maybe it's not what they say it is, or I don't know. It was a lot of psyching myself in and out, and just I had so much alone time to think and no answers.
Wow. How about you, Ashley? When did you hear the news?
Actually, my mom had called me, And I got the phone call a little bit before 8 in the morning, and I was asleep. And when she called, for her to call that early, I knew like something was off. I didn't know like what. Surely I wasn't expecting something like this. And she had told me, I got up and we talked for a little bit, and we both were crying. So then I called my son's dad, and I had told him about it. My son was at the time playing football, and they did like a Labor Day whatever get together at the football field, like a little practice, and they were doing like hot dogs, just like a whole bunch of morale for the kids. And so I had went to the football practice thing, and I didn't tell my son then. And so once it was all done and over with, I told him, and then that's when we headed to Oklahoma. And as we were driving, I told him what I had heard. How it was rolled out to me was that Noah was in an accident, and they're calling it a hit and run. And so that was hard to take. I was like, you hit somebody and you don't stop. Like, they fled the scene. So it was a lot to process. And then we just gathered with our family once I got to my Aunt Deborah's house.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. It's so awful to go through something like this. When did you start realizing that maybe it wasn't a hit and run?
I think where it really hit me was whenever we started asking, like, some of the kids, because the kids that were there were Noah's circle of friends, people that we've seen at the house, people that we actually know. And, we start asking, like, what happened? Like, where were you? Where was Noah? What went down? What was going on at that party? And we kind of start getting these, like, conflicting stories, and we're like, okay. And so many people, like Dalen's brother, Noah's brother, he was like, no, it's not a hit and run. And then other people were like, yeah, it's a hit and run. And then, all these conflicting stories. And we didn't get to talk to law enforcement, like, for a little while right after that. And so we're just kind of sitting and wondering. And Facebook led to so many rumors. And so here we are, we're all just scrolling Facebook every day, learning stuff about who was there and whatnot. And these kids were telling different stories. And I think that's when all of us, our ears perked up for sure. And we were like, okay, something happened that's not being told.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it's very similar to a different case that we'd done in Love County, the county over, where there were a million different stories, and it just didn't make sense. Especially what's more disturbing to me is that these were Noah's friends, like good friends. Is that true? Like, these were people that he hung out with all the time?
Oh, yes. Like, Noah, he was super social, and he always had something going on. He was always doing something. He was never just sitting at the house sleeping for hours. Like, that's just not who Noah was. So he would always have kids with him running through the house. Or, like, if you ask my grandmother and my great-grandmother, they'll tell you that there was kids there all the time. They'd come in, they'd eat food, and then they'd go bounce to wherever they were going for the evening. Or, they were just always doing something, as kids their age do. And I know his best friend was at the party. I know that a really tight-knit group of kids that hung out daily were all there.
I think that part must be the most upsetting, is that they're not telling you everything, or it feels like they're not.
We want to believe every word that comes out of their mouth, but which one do we get to choose? Which person do we have to pick?
Can you tell us some of the conflicting stories that you heard in the beginning?
Well, I remember something that, like, threw us off is we thought we knew how he got to the party, and then people were coming out, oh, well, I took him to the party. No, I picked him up for the party. No, I got him for the party. And we're like, okay, like, I mean, we knew Noah's truck was broke down, and usually he just hops a ride. So, like, we were just trying to figure out, okay, well, let's start from the beginning. How to get there? And I don't even know if we have we have two stories that have came up now, but I don't really know which one's true.
Yeah.
What are the two stories that you heard?
That he was driven directly to the party by one kid, and I mean, his mother was like, yeah, no, he took him. And then I have another group saying they picked him up in Waurika and took him to the party.
How far is that from the party?
Waurika is like it's the county seat of Jefferson County, and it would probably be like 15 minutes or so. And I
How
have
did,
so I
how,
couldn't.
how did
So
he get there? That was
well,
the
the kid that said he drove him all the way there, according to the other kids, he dropped him off at the truck stop or in town, and they came back from the party, picked him up, and took him out there.
So basically, through all these Facebook posts and rumors and theories, and it's 9 months later, it seems like you still don't have a straight story from how he got there and what happened at that party.
Yeah, there's
Other than what we know about seeing the videos and the photos.
yeah. There's
I have
not
I have a quick question about his best friend Jack. I saw a News Nation article, a News Nation clip where he said that he had not seen Noah's body until after the truck driver found him. And then I read a report that said that he had woken everybody up and told them that Noah was laying on the side of the road. Did you hear anything like that?
Ashley, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. So that's correct. There are the conflicting stories, and trying to process, like, okay, are you correct? Are you correct? Are you correct? Like, who initially found him? That's still the toss up. Like, we don't know. And I wish we did, so it would be able to better navigate the situation so that we can have like one question answered amongst all the million that we do have. So the stories that are with the truck driver and who found him first, I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, news reports are saying the truck driver found him.
Yeah, I think the truck driver is the one who called 911. So I like that. I'm pretty sure it's fact. And so it's okay. Well, was there a group of kids that went before? According to, I think y'all saw the Facebook post, what you're referring to, right?
Yes.
So did the group of kids go before those truck drivers ever pulled up, or did that never happen? So it's like, what kid do we get to pick to pretty much base our entire thoughts on? And it's impossible for us to do that.
You can't. I mean,
Yeah, we don't. We're not like betting on the wrong horse is not a good term to use, but it's kind of the only thing that comes to mind.
Right.
Yeah.
With that kid's post, everything that he wrote in that Facebook post that he just came out and told his story, he had contacted me in October, and the same story is still the same, versus you have one kid that has multiple stories. So what story are we going to go with today?
Yeah. And are you confident that law enforcement has questioned all these kids? Because I know some of them have lawyered up.
No.
I think that they originally questioned the people at the party. Now, do I know like the depth of that? Like, were you there? I have no idea what they said, but I don't know if they've come in again or if they questioned them about all these conflicting stories. We truly don't know.
do you think that he was the victim of foul play?
I personally believe that someone else had to have been there when he died. So whatever that entails, then yes.
Yeah. I mean, because if it was an accident, why wouldn't you report it? Like if he was just doing something goofy and something bad happened, and then, I can understand why people would get scared and they don't want to say anything. They're young kids, they have their whole life ahead of them. They've never experienced something like that, and they don't want to get in trouble. So maybe it's easier to just say nothing as opposed to saying something. But it just seems weird that he ended up on the highway the way he did. Because I think, based upon what a lot of people are saying, including some investigators, that it looks like his body was put there as opposed to him being there and getting hit by a car. So, and the fact that he wasn't wearing any clothes, and he was just wearing mismatched flip-flops.
I have a question about that. I read a bunch of things that I saw a bunch of posts and videos of him getting drawn all over. Girls were drawing all over him with marker. When they found him, I read that a few reports saying that those markings were gone. Have you heard anything about how they were gone or what happened?
So when it comes to the writing on Noah's body, I For that night, we were told that there were some people that were giving a shower. So Noah had been showered that night. So I'm assuming that's how the markings came off. But if it's permanent marker, it would take a lot more than just soap and water. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, if it was a dry erase, maybe it would come off very easily. But like, you know, if it was a Sharpie or something like that, it would still be on there. And what you're referring to is that shower that apparently he was given after he came back, when they said they flipped the side by side and he was all covered in dirt and stuff, correct?
that's correct.
Okay. Because that's interesting. I mean, the timeline. What do you guys know about the timeline? I mean, we know what it's being reported in the news, which is still kind of fuzzy. But can you kind of work us through what you guys know about the timeline and what you've heard?
Well, I don't really know about like precise timelines. I know that, you know, they arrived at the party. I know that a ATV accident. No, as in I've been told. I don't want to say no. Okay. I've been told, you know, the ATV accident. He was riding on this ATV. A minor accident happened. They all said that he was checked out fine, that it was just laid over on its side. It wasn't like a roll down a hill or something. And they said that when he came back to the house from this accident, I don't have a time for it or anything, that he was dirty. They gave him a shower, put new clothes on him. He ate some food. He gets upset, and then he walks off, and then that's it. And we do have Snapchat of someone saying, well, Noah's missing, and it's timestamped with 3:41 a.m. I think that's the only thing that we knew, like, this happened at this time, because everything else was so about this time or right after this time, or, you know, we didn't have anything else other than a timestamp, well, Noah is missing.
Did anyone say that he was wearing what they found him in when he left the second time when he got mad?
I haven't heard anything like that.
That
he walked out naked or anything. I mean, I haven't.
No, not that he was naked and left the residence. I was told that after the shower, one of the party goers were trying to get him dressed, and he was running around just being crazy and silly, and they were trying to get underwear onto him, and they had these white wrestling shorts, like athletic shorts, and that's what they put on him. Now, everything else, like the mismatched shoes, all that sort, that was never stated.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had left the house naked, I think people would have said something, or social media posts or something. They were documenting everything for every minute of that party.
The house, I think that they would most definitely have filmed that.
Of course, here's a good-looking guy. They're going to be like, oh, look at him. He looks like a fool. Let's, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't believe that he would have left the house naked without anyone documenting that. That makes no sense.
Do we know what the color of the shorts were that were found next to his body that were apparently folded?
White.
They were white. So it was the same shorts that they put on him after the shower.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
What do you know about the person that was throwing the party? Do you know anything about her? Avery, Joe?
I don't know her at all. But I'm in Texas.
Right, sure.
And I'm
Sure.
35. So yeah, there's no connection there. I mean, I've learned throughout, you know, this process, but she seems like I don't know, she just seems like a partier that, you know, I mean, I went to parties and house parties and such, and, you know, whatever, it seems the same to me. So I don't know her, like, personality or who she is, or, you know, whatever, but I've never met her like in person.
I can't remember if Dalen or Robin told us this yet, but did anybody from your family, have they spoken to that family that threw the party yet? Or have you guys been kind of just told to kind of back off?
Well, I know that, you know, the best friend is engaged to Avery's sister. So I know that they're directly tied together, but I mean, I've never personally spoken to the younger sister or the party thrower at all. And my husband actually graduated in the same class as Avery. She actually lived in Ryan, you know, so that was just right down the road from Waurika. I graduated the year before. So I played softball with her. I've known her entire high school career, you know. So I haven't personally spoken to any of them, and I had her on social media, so I saw she used to post constantly, like every moment of every day she was posting what she was doing. And I remember right after Noah passed away, that stopped. I wasn't taken off of anything, but that just silenced for a long time. And since then, I've deleted that form of social media.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea if Noah had any kind of relationship with her?
Not anything like formal, I guess.
Mhm.
So there's a rumor that Noah wanted to sleep in her bed or sleep with her. I'm really not sure what the theory is on that one. She said no, and that's why he got upset, but I don't know.
Are you guys disappointed that his friends aren't saying more about what happened that night or giving you a more clear picture of what happened?
I would say so. I would say I would expect more from certain individuals.
And I mean, we do talk to some of them, but they all don't match. So it kind of, not that it makes it irrelevant, but what am I supposed to do with that? You know, like what? I have 10 stories that don't match. What am I supposed to do? Like, okay, like who's going to be the truthful one? You know, like I said earlier, like what does that do for me?
Yeah. Well, can you give us an example of like how some of the stories are so so opposed or different from the others?
Let me think.
Like, you know, somebody said one thing and another person says another thing. I mean, if you can remember, if not.
Well, I know, like, you know, best friend was asleep, but then there's Snapchat saying he was awake, and someone said, like, one kid said they went to the scene and looked at Noah, and the other kid said that they, you know, that they were all woken up by it. Like, it's all of these conflicting things that build up, and then we kind of start getting nitpicky at that point. Like, okay, well, someone said, you know, you were here, like, were you there? And I don't know, it's kind of just a big web because it is over 9 months of all these small conversations that we have just screenshotted and recorded and just trying to piece together for ourselves too, because law enforcement can only give so much to us for like integrity of the case.
Yeah.
When you heard about the medical examiner's report and that it was blunt force trauma that caused his injuries, what were your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts, I'll go first. So it's so awkward sometimes. I'm just like, Ashley. So my thoughts, I think when I first read it, it went a lot over my head a lot. Like I was reading it all in one big piece, and it kind of lumped together for me. I mean, I noticed like about the teeth and about all so many broken internal injuries, and one thing that passed through my head was, did he die quickly? Like, did he suffer? What injury did it? You know, like I didn't know that. I didn't know if a certain injury would have made him not feel or made him go unconscious, or I don't know. Those are like questions that I was thinking, because it would break my heart to know that my brother suffered at any point. And I know he did suffer because he passed away, but if he was beaten and he crawled into the fetal position because he was still alive, like I don't know. And so that was kind of when it said blunt force trauma, I was like, what does that mean? So, you know, I wanted to reach out to people in the medical field to try to help me piece together, like, what does this mean? Can you tell me what kind of force causes that injury? Can you tell me anything to like get a broader picture?
Skeptical about custom beauty? I get it. My feed is flooded.
And each and every
this in-depth content
uncover what's impacted that hard work.
Really placed my order. So there's not
These pros proved.
TC.
Yeah, that's going. So your body's going to be displayed in a whatever way that it falls. But the fetal position is almost like, I think you have to put yourself in the fetal position. And so I thought, and I'm not a medical examiner, but it seems awkward to think that he would be in that position if he wasn't still alive and dying at that point. It's suspicious. Yeah. How about you, Ashley? What do you think about the medical examiner's report?
Whenever it was actually, I was at my Aunt Deborah's, whenever it was being read to us, Robin was reading it aloud, and I just could not believe what I was hearing. I mean, in so many words, it just sounded like, okay, he was beat to hell. And in your mind, you're just like, who could really do this to a person? I mean, obviously, there's people that just have no compassion towards people and they just do whatever. I mean, it's everywhere. But it was like to Noah, though, like, who could do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all these different things and just like keep going. It almost seems like they went into a rage, if you will. It was a lot to process. I cannot really even read it. I heard it the one time, and I haven't been able to like go back to the autopsy report to further like look into it because it is just too much.
It is. It's very, very upsetting. I mean, even I've never met Noah, and I was very upset by reading parts of that because it just seems so brutal. And like you said, like someone was in a rage, or someone just doesn't seem like
Like a
someone
crime of passion.
yeah, like not human. I mean, we deal with a lot of crimes and serial killings and murders and things, and people snap, and they don't even realize what they've done. What really was bothering me though, because I watched that interview. I mean, I just know, boys. I have a son. We have a son. They're friends. They're like best friends. They grow up together. They're inseparable. And then Jack was on the news, and he was like, "Oh, he wasn't beaten. I know that." And it bothered me because that was before, I believe, the medical report came out.
Correct. That was before.
It just seemed very flippant to say something like that. I think it just hit me the wrong way. I didn't like that sentence. It just bothered me.
Because the medical examiner's report indicates that not only was beaten, but it seemed like it was beaten by multiple people. I mean, because Noah he wasn't a shrinking violet. He was an athletic guy. He was a wrestler. I mean, we talked to Dalen. Dalen said he was a scrapper. So it's like he wouldn't start a fight, but he wouldn't back down from it.
Yeah, I think that, you talk about how all these things are happening and you're looking at all of his injuries, and this whole time, a lot of people are saying, no, it's a hit and run. No, it's a hit and run. A lot of the party goers were just on that hit and run theory for so long, even after law enforcement has said we're not investigating it as a hit and run, like it's not a hit and run. Been told that, and they push and push and push, and then you just have to ask yourself why.
Right.
Why are you pushing it so hard? And so like with the comment that you said about it being flippant and stuff, you're like, it's like, can you not fathom that happened to Noah either, or are you pushing something else? I don't know.
We don't know. It just struck me as odd. And also what struck me as odd is how everyone released all of these social media posts to the Daily Mail and to all of these other news outlets. And it's almost like they kind of want to tell people what happened without saying anything. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, they want to be relevant.
They want to be relevant. So it's like, all right, well, if you're going to release this information, then why don't you just tell the story of what happened? How are they living with themselves? I don't understand.
I'm not sure. I think a lot of the Daily Mail was a lot of stuff that had been screen recorded and posted onto Facebook. Like, I don't think that the Daily Mail actually contacted them. Now, I really have no idea, but a lot of the stuff that the Daily Mail had, it was all stuff that had circulated on Facebook super early in all of this, because I remember being on Facebook and finding these videos, and I would save them to my phone. Like, you didn't want them disappearing on you, and now they're buried in like Facebook jail. Like, they're just down there throughout. If you search Noah Presgrove, like, you would have to really do some digging to find them, just because of how much has happened since then.
Well, I'm sure law enforcement has subpoenaed all those, so I'm sure they have those, because they don't go away. Even if they delete them,
they'll be on the internet forever. You can always find them.
You can find them.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure law enforcement is taking phones and records and things like this. I mean, I would hope so.
So last time we spoke to Dalen, he was telling us that he had spoken to OHP, and he said that the FBI is looking into this case as well. Is that how do you feel about that, and what do you think they're going to find?
I'm not sure what they're going to find exactly. I'm hoping that they find the truth. I hope that they are able to do more than what maybe some other people or agencies are capable of doing. I personally wish that they would just come on to the case and just take it over. That's just me personally. Just because OHP does have other cases, they have other jobs, they have other things where like the FBI isn't like doing everything in the world, you know, to save it, but they can utilize more of their time to focus on the things that they can't necessarily focus on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know we spoke to that about with Dalen, and we actually know the OHP officer who actually was there and showed up and who you guys were dealing with. We dealt with him on, we like him. We think he's a good guy and he's doing his job. But like we were saying before, it's not OHP's expertise. They don't deal with foul play type stuff. You know, they deal with accidents and traffic accidents and stuff like that, and anything happens on the highway. But an investigation like this, it looks like we lost Ashley for a second. Oh, there you go. You there? Can you hear us, Ashley?
That makes you hear us.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
But I think it
Okay.
is a blessing, though, that, you know, he was found on the highway. Because imagine if he was
Here,
just...
hold on one second, because I re-racked what we were saying. So what I was saying is that we know the OHP police officer who showed up and who was investigating the crime and for about 8 months, and I know you guys didn't get a lot of answers at that point, but I guess everybody was waiting for the autopsy report to come out, and when that came out, he actually, you know, I mean, I guess they realized this is going a different way, and they have to bring in some other expertise because it's not really their purview, and that's what they're doing by bringing in the FBI, which I think it's a really smart move. The more that eyes you have in this case, the fact that you guys have 3 private investigators looking into this, and that you guys are being advocates for Noah and not leaving any stone unturned, even though you're working with law enforcement, you're doing your due diligence, which I think is really important for victims' families to understand, because, you know, law enforcement, they're not omnipotent, they're not omniscient, they don't know everything, and they're not all powerful, and they need support from the community to find answers to these crimes. And so hopefully that happens with Noah's case. But Madison, you were telling us a little bit offline the thing that you would like to see done a little bit better as far as some of the online stuff. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I know as a family, we've been kind of like discussing about, you know, we created that Justice for Noah page. Ashley got it all set up for us at the very beginning. And, you know, we wanted it to be a place where we want people to know Noah. We want people to know that, you know, he needs justice and that this is ongoing. And we want to be able to update those that are following and keep the integrity of his story. And I know that that's kind of the direction we want to go with it. And we want it to be a place where you can positive thoughts and, you know, things that you want to see for Noah. I know there's other pages that love to share theories, and that is welcomed over there for sure. But I think that our page wants to kind of go in a direction of being a positive space to know Noah and to know his story and to understand like any kind of updates if you want to follow his case, or like where we can share these kind of podcasts and we can share all of the movement that is being made for Noah without having to just go down these rabbit holes of theories. There are other pages that would love to hear your theory. And I think that Justice for Noah would like to just hear your heart and hear your love for Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone has an opinion, you know, and social media, unfortunately, is a platform for this. And we like to stay in the lane of helping you guys get the word out, keep the story alive. We're really not here to like start ripping apart a bunch of theories that don't go anywhere, you know. If there's a theory that you think has some weight to it, we want to follow it. I mean, it just seems like there's a couple of theories that have potential, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of evidence to back any of them up right now.
Right.
Speaking of which, some of the Facebook, because I've been reading some of the Facebook stuff, and some of the people that apparently some of them was on, I can't remember the gentleman's name, young kid's name, but he had a pretty specific theory on what he thought happened as far as that, on what he thought happened to Noah. And I wanted to know if you thought any of the theories that you saw in there had to you made any sense that people are talking about. Because when we deal with Molly and Colt, which we're still dealing with since 2018, we get a lot, every time we air a podcast, we get tips, and we probably have close to over 1,000 tips. And I would say, and a lot of them are, they don't really hold any credence or anything, but a good percentage of them have little pieces of truth to them, whether or not they're heard second or third party from people in there. Because it's not like a big city like New York where you're getting that, all these people that don't really know everybody. You can have a crime happen to someone who lives next door to you and you don't know anything about them. Here in this community, just like in Love County, everybody knows everybody. Everybody is, they hang out. A lot of them are related, either cousins or, generationally and stuff like that. So it's a little different. And so when it's hard not to take those stories into account sometimes, because where else are you going to get the information? And if people are willing to talk, I mean, I'm just curious if any of the theories that you've seen on the Facebook and that makes sense to you, and maybe, and I'm sure law enforcement's scouring over them too and kind of vetting things out as well, as they should. But what do you think?
As far as like some of the theories, when it comes to the hood surfing theory, is it plausible? Yes, but where is the videos to support it? I mean, they have their phones literally in their hands 24/7.
Can you I'm sorry, Ashley, can you just refresh us on the hood theory and what that is, what they're talking about?
So hood surfing is like you get onto like the hood of the vehicle, or even the top of the vehicle, more so probably a truck. I mean, it's not that you couldn't on a car, but and someone is driving while you are on the vehicle, on the outside of the vehicle. And so if you're driving erratically or whatever, that person's going to be like trying to hang on, whatever. And, or, unless you're standing up. And I mean, there's different variations of what you could actually do while you're on the vehicle, but you're on the outside of it while this person is going at whatever rate of speed that they choose to go on. It's not a like set standard of this is the speed you go and that's that. So is it possible that he could have done that? Yes, but where is all the supporting facts to that he did? Or somebody else could have done it and it could have been successful or whatever. But anytime someone is doing something risky, they're going to record it and they're going to post it. And there's nothing of that nature that's being pushed around. So I haven't seen a video. I don't think Madison has seen the video. But that was just something that was tossed out. And in the beginning of all this, I never heard it that it was hood surfing. It wasn't until we went on News Nation and we gained a lot more followers on the Justice for Noah page, and somebody tossed out there the hood surfing like theory, and then it kind of just took off. So it wasn't being stated in the beginning, so all of a sudden now it's like coming out more frequently, like this is what it could be, or whatever. They try to deem that it's an accident of some sort, but there's no evidence to show that it could even possibly be that. So I don't know. I don't think that it was the hood surfing thing.
Yeah, well, they could have easily just erased it off their phone.
No, but what we're saying is that whole weekend they were documenting every little thing that they were doing. So if in the moment, I'm sure he wouldn't have been the only one.
Evidence to say what you were saying. Like if it's legit an accident, if it was legit hood surfing, or if it was whatever, to get the heat off your back or whatever position you feel that you're in, why wouldn't you just be like, look, this is what happened? It would answer so many questions for us, and people wouldn't be attacking certain people. We don't want to wrongfully, put this pressure on somebody else, or wrongfully say that this person was involved whenever they probably really weren't. Like, that is not the motive here. We're wanting answers. So if that's what it is, then why would you not provide that?
That's the thing that makes me very suspicious, because if it was an accident, regardless of what it was, I mean, why wouldn't you come forward, especially after all this time? Because here's the thing, the longer it takes, the worse it gets as far as you coming forward. So, you know.
I mean, I agree with you, Ashley. Like, if that's what happened, show you. Because you know someone videotaped it. There's no way these kids did not document someone surfing on the top of a truck or the hood of a car or whatever when they're all hammered like this. There's just no way. They were recording slapping each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And there was a guy standing in the
whatever
back.
it was they were
Or
running.
whatever they were playing, some game, well,
Yeah.
whatever, and some kid holding a rifle. I mean, they were recording everything from the whole night. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And again, if it is true, nobody wants to blame someone who didn't do it. You don't want to wrongfully blame. We've done wrongful conviction cases. We've gotten people out of prison. Well, no one ever wants to wrongfully accuse someone of anything. But if you're stating this as a theory or that this is what happened, then you should be able to provide something to prove that.
And you're talking about over that weekend, there was probably at least, 40, 50 kids going in and out of that house?
Yeah, over a 4-day span, yeah.
So
we heard a theory about a golf club. Have you heard anything about this?
I have. I've heard that a golf club was the use, if you will.
I think what was driving that one was in the autopsy report, it said something about like a fish imprint or like a fish-shaped imprint on Noah. Like, was it on his head? I think there's something on the autopsy that says that, and I'm pretty sure it's the injury to his head. And so people were like, "Oh, it's got to be a golf club. It's got to be a golf club." Now, I mean, I personally don't know about golf clubs being there. I don't, but they're kind of a common thing. So, is it possible? Yes. Whose golf clubs? I don't know. That's where that's at. It's like, oh, I mean, that makes sense. That could happen, but I don't know.
So many questions. So I feel really bad for you guys and your family because it's such a hard thing to kind of deal with the no answers. I mean, you're unfortunately, you know what happened to Noah. You know he died, and he's passed on, and you were able to bury him, and you were able to see him for one last time. So many families don't even have a body. Like in the Molly and Colt case, we're still looking for their bodies. We know they're dead, but we're still looking for their bodies. But I just, it's to not know what happened in that small community it's baffling.
But the thing is this too, that the first person that actually will talk, because someone eventually will have a conscience and will not be able to live with themselves, because how could you? Eventually, if these people knew Noah and they grew up with him, one of them is going to feel, I got to say what happened. And then that person's going to be able to control the narrative. So the other people should think about that. Whoever gets to the police first to tell their story is controlling the narrative. And we've seen this happen time and time again. I've had dozens and dozens of cases where we've seen this happen. So it doesn't help anyone by keeping this a secret.
Yeah. And with that, what would you like, each one of you, like to say to the public out there and people that were at that party or people that were involved? What kind of call to action would you like to tell them?
Do you want to go first?
I think that we really just want this not going away. Like, it's not something that will be just dropped at any point in time, because we are all so motivated to figure out what happened to Noah, and we're truly driven past any kind of extrinsic, motivation. It all comes from our heart and wanting to know and wanting to find out what happened to him. And regardless of whether you think you're not important, or you think that what I saw wasn't important, or that doesn't affect what happened to Noah, you could be completely wrong, because that could be something that didn't make sense to law enforcement before, and now you come and you can share your testimony and you can share whatever you have, and you can help us get to our end goal of knowing what happened to Noah.
How about you, Ashley?
I agree with what she is saying. Like, we're not going to stop fighting. We're not stop fighting for answers and figure out what all exactly took place. So, and whatever you do have, as minute, whatever it may be, it could be the biggest thing to just unleash everything. So I just encourage people to just do the right thing, whether you think it's little or it's going to put you in a position to where you might get hurt or whatever. I know Dalen has put out there that, there's a reward for, if someone does have information that is going to put, whoever did this away, that you could come forward, and we're not going to put your name out there. We're going to, keep you anonymous to the public eye so that you don't get hurt. So, we're trying to protect you as well as getting answers that, so to solve this case. So it doesn't matter how little the information might be, just come forward with it.
That's 100% true. And we also have an 800 number that's anonymous. You can call, you can leave a message. People reach out to us all the time. They give us information all the time. Some of it that they, like you said, they don't know, they don't think it means anything, but it did in the past. Yeah. And it does. Like you don't realize that these tiny little threads can all come together to create the narrative that is what actually happened. So right. It's important.
And so like if me and Madison were at a party or at this party, where she stands and where I stand, we could be at the same party, but not have the same viewpoint or whatever. Like what happens with her and where she's standing, I might not have even seen or known that this was going on. There could have been like a small little dispute over there or something, and I'm over here focused on the group that I'm hanging with, but we're all in the same room. So anything could just come about, and it could very well just open everything up.
Yeah, because everyone has their own perspective. So you could see something, he could see something I didn't see. You know what I mean? Or if there was a group of kids that maybe went off with Noah, independent of all being at that house, maybe one of them, you never know. I mean, you just don't know.
I mean, is there what do you know? Have you seen the location of the house and where he was found? Were you able to go there and see it physically?
Yeah.
So I would imagine the house is probably offset on the street, probably back, I don't know, probably maybe a quarter mile. Mm-hmm. And then it's surrounded by farmland. Are there any other houses around there?
Yes.
There's one other house, but it's a family member as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like on this dirt gravel road, like you have to go over the railroad tracks, and then there's it almost looks like there's like this abandoned house, but then there's that house, and then there's the other family member's house on down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't know if this is a theory that's banted around, but I think I read something where people who either weren't at the party or discovered Noah or whatever could have been involved, and that could have set off an altercation, and maybe that's what started it. I mean, there's a variety of things can happen, and especially if the kids at the party are saying their stories are all kind of mismatched and not consistent. Do you think there's a world in which someone from outside the party may have done something, or maybe more than one person? Because it appears that the beating it didn't seem like it was somebody that did it was one person, unless that person was very powerful and overpowered Noah, because I just don't see that happening with him.
I mean, what do you guys think? Would he have fought back, or how would he protect himself?
He would have ran. Like that dude could run. Like I don't know the likelihood of a complete and utter stranger being in Terrell, Oklahoma at the perfect time, committing the perfect crime and just walking away seems completely out of this world. Obviously there's got to be a percentage of that it could happen, but there's nothing guiding my mind that way.
Has anyone spoken to the kids from Texas?
Yes, they have been questioned.
One of the last thing, and then we'll let you guys go, but what Dalen was telling us is that the property hasn't been searched by law enforcement, and I guess the property owners are saying that it has. What do you know about that?
No, it has not been searched.
I think they came onto the property, looked at the ATV, and left the property. I think that's the extent of it. I don't think they ever went into the house. I don't think anything like that ever happened.
I mean, I'm with you. I think it's highly unlikely that it was someone who wasn't at that party. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It's the middle of nowhere. We've been out there. There's nothing. There's nothing around. That town only has 300 people in it. And I bet you half of them were at the party.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Or at
300
least
people. We have 300 people in our neighborhood here. We have more than that in our neighborhood
No,
here.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, more than- yeah.
imagine if that was here. This is the town. I mean, one of us would have seen something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was someone at that party in my gut knows what happened, and I would really hope that they would find it in their heart to tell you guys the truth, because Noah doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve to die on the side of a road like this with no answers, and you guys don't deserve to have to go through this. This is horrible.
Yeah, and there's plenty of ways they can contact. They can contact you guys anonymously. They can contact law enforcement anonymously. There's definitely multiple avenues. We have people they can send us an email on our anonymous to our website. We get them all the time. We get tips on crimes. That's how we found out about your case. They reached out to us on our website.
People were reaching out like
telling us that we
needed to do something, and we were like, oh my gosh, what happened? Yeah, I think that there's a lot of ways that people can anonymously protect their identity and tell the truth without any repercussions, and that's what people should do. It's the right thing to do.
Right.
So,
we're going to bring on some experts to kind of look through stuff. We've talked to Dalen and Robin about this, so that we'll get outsiders and get their opinions that are experts. These are people who have been law enforcement experts for over 30 years. Investigators. Crime Victims United is another organization that we work with. It's a very good friend of mine from college who runs that organization. And trying to get resources for you guys to get legal help and whatnot. So, you know, we're going to push as much as we can, even to get it on TV as a television show, to get more exposure for you guys, because I feel like the only way you're going to get answers is to keep pushing for answers through the media.
Yeah, because there's so many cold cases out there that just don't
Well,
have. We're working on a bunch of them.
You can't. I mean, law enforcement is overwhelmed with cases, and this is small town. I mean, they don't have a lot of people. It's sad, because we do know the OHP officer, and I know that it affects him and his family, and he wants answers. You know, I know a lot of people from OHP are good people. You know, they don't want to have this hanging on them.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, and I feel bad for them. And so that's why, you know, we're doing everything we can to help, and that's why it's always good to bring experts from outside to kind of take a look at things too, because they have a clear eye, and, you know, they're retired FBI agent friends of ours, and whatever. I mean, maybe they can see something that other people haven't been able to see.
All right, guys. So we'll check in with you periodically, and anything comes up, you know, like anything that, you know, you forgot to tell us or you want to tell us, don't hesitate to call us or text us, and we can kind of continue to keep it out there. And so you guys continue, hopefully, to get the answers that you need and some peace for your family.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was so nice to meet you both. Please visit our website where you can subscribe to the podcast, find show notes, and check out extra content from all of our podcasts. All rights reserved. This has been a production of 722 Media Content.